So how ambitious is Canada's new emissions reduction target when so many environmental groups say, look, Canada could do more? And what is the plan to get there? Which sectors will be targeted in this country? Steven Guilbeault is Canada's Heritage Minister, but he's also the leading environmental voice in Cabinet. He's with me now. Minister Guilbeault, thanks for taking your time to speak with me tonight. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Peter. I would say one of the leading environmental voice. There are many around the cabinet table.
Fair enough. The budget laid out measures to get Canada to a 36% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions, the budget this week. So where's the detailed plan to get to 45% now?
Well, we believe that there are a number of things that we could do that we currently aren't doing. For example, the very meeting today organized by President Biden on climate change is a clear sign that there's a new cooperation that is possible between Canada and the U.S. on the fight against climate change in the fields of green technologies, of renewable energy, of transportation, of regulating pollution. And in fact, we've already started conversations with the U.S. administration on many of these issues. These are things we couldn't only dream of just a few months ago in terms of partnership with the U.S. administration. We're also hoping that provinces will also step up to the plate. And in fact, just last night, Premier Horgan from British Columbia did say that that the province would rise up to the challenge, would do more in the fight against climate change, and we're hoping that other provinces will follow step.
So this will sort of be you'll identify a plan as we go. Which specific areas where you'll find the additional reductions?
Well, we already have a plan that clearly outlines how we can get to minus 36%. We have 9 years to do the rest. And in fact, we're actively engaged on a number of measures. I was talking about different measures with the U.S. administration as we speak that will lead most likely in the coming months to agreements being signed between our two countries. So in the very near future, we will have new measures to announce, and as well as the conversation with provinces has started in terms of how can we collaborate more together to enhance climate action. Let me just give you a quick example. The federal government has an incentive for the purchase of electric vehicles. So do two provinces, Quebec and BC. Well, it just so happens that in those provinces, through this collaborations between the federal government and provinces, electric vehicle penetration is much higher than in the rest of the country, much higher than Ontario or other parts of the country. In fact, in BC, it's almost 10% of new vehicles that are sold are electric vehicles. So we think, and in fact, we're convinced that we can do more by working together with many of our partners, be they the American government or provinces.
Right. Does the identifying of a more ambitious target actually shrink the timeline for shutting down of the oil sands? If you're pushing more, more electric vehicles and moving this plan forward and setting a more aggressive target, does that mean that by necessity, you're shortening the time frame for the existence of the oil sands in Alberta?
Well, clearly, as we become more ambitious here in Canada and everywhere around the world on issues such as electric transportation and public transit, I mean, Canada, the federal government is making record level investment in more than 1,000 transit projects across the country in Quebec and BC, in Alberta and Ontario. As we continue doing that, obviously the demand for oil here and abroad will lessen. But what is important to us is that this transition is made fairly, and that we work with companies, with workers, with trade unions, with communities to map a path forward so that no one is left behind as we move away from an energy system that has been dominant over the last 2 centuries to something new.
Let me ask you about the federal carbon tax. Will it remain at a ceiling of $170 a tonne in 2030, or will it have to rise even higher than that to reach this new emissions reduction target?
Peter, as we speak, Canada already has one of the most ambitious carbon pricing system, more ambitious than Quebec and BC, more ambitious than California, even the European Union, which started in the early 2000s to implement such a system. We have said that it would go up to $170 a ton. We have no intention to go beyond that. It is one of the most robust system out there, and in fact, many, Bloomberg and others are saying that Canada is actually paving the way when it comes to carbon pricing in the world.
To be clear, Canada's new target is still well below the U.S. target of 52% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions, the UK target of 78%, but that's compared to 1990 levels. The environmental organization you used to head up says Canada could actually cut emissions by 60%. And so I guess some people are asking, why isn't Canada's target more ambitious?
I have tremendous respect for my ex-colleagues from the environmental movement. Environmentalists play an important role in our society on this issue to push us, to keep us on our toes, and we welcome that. Different countries have different realities. I mean, we are a large oil producer. That this, whether or not we like it, this is a reality, and this issue of operating a transition that is fair to all is very important to us. But let me read you a comment from the special presidential envoy to climate change, Senator John Kerry, on Canada's commitment to reduce the commitment we made today is a bold step that puts them on track to net zero. I could not be prouder of our cooperation with Canada on climate and our shared global challenges. So I think that our largest trading partner, the Americans, are very happy with what Canada has presented today at this international summit.
All right, Heritage Minister Steven Guilbeault talking to us about the government's new emissions reductions target unveiled today. Thanks for your time tonight, Minister. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Peter.